Let's go ahead and talk to Themis first, and then Thonios. It seems our investigation will be quite the ordeal after all. Still, I find it hard to believe that La Habrea knows not what has transpired here. Whoever the mastermind of this crisis is, they do not lack for power and cunning. Under the surface, an Thonios is peering into the depths of Pandæmonium. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Okay, Hermes. Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they are valued research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor or our untold hours of study go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. That's a very different La Habrea than we saw. Ah, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandæmonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility, that is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Key Ward. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the wards. It was she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a Chief Key Ward before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish to also preserve the work of your mentor. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder, and cannot wield interment magics. Please explain. Ah, but of course. I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Nope, don't remember that. Interment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the key ward of each tier is permitted to use interment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell of any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object to a place for a short time, interment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed, while the illusionary beings you summoned in our fights suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of interment, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of Keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more about interment and its inner workings, perhaps... Well, you have a warder standing in front of you. Leave the fighting to me. You two can figure out the rest, yeah. That's my specialty. I dare say we can do just that. Thonios, you implied that what prevented you from performing interment was lack of magic capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I cannot say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done before. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test our methods on one of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there is a matter of finding one. I would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with the naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage in a small creature, a single creature that Brilliant could dispatch on her own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with the interment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. Oh yeah, if it's killing something, if it's causing debilitating harm to something else, I'm your man, or woman. As dependable as ever. Once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keyword's magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but its daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. I mean, I'd expect nothing less. This is a raid series, after all. Asphodelos, the second circle, now accessible. I take it we are each ready to fulfill our respective roles. Truth be told, this will be the first time I've practiced magic that requires such a degree of cooperation between parties. How thrilling. Athena ever drove home the fact that our subjects should be treated with the utmost care. It would be best if we could see them confined once again rather than disposed of like beasts gone feral. Hopefully this won't take 8 minutes like last time. Actually, I think it took 10 minutes, didn't it? Alright, let's just go ahead and queue up. Okay, cool. We got 2 tanks and a DPS. Of course, healing is the hard part to get. Oh, there we go. Nice and quick. Let's get started with Asphodelos, the second circle. Is this Vampire Daddy? Oh, no. Big old doggo. Mythic creation, the hippocampus. What a lovely looking creature. Oh, right, I remember seeing this, and people getting wrecked by the, getting wrecked by one of the mechanics in Savage. How does that work? I've never seen that marker before. Or is it just a double, stack marker? Okay, so it's pointing that direction. Oh, okay, that's how it works. I should probably swap with him. Like, let me take it, bro. Cause he's got two cheese puffs. Sewage deluge. That sounds lovely. Okay, now we need to not be on the ground. Predatory sight. What's that do? Mark of easy prey. Damage taken greatly increased when separated with similarly marked allies. Oh, okay. Let's get over here. Okay, I see it over there. I've got a stack marker. Archy depths. Let's stay up on the platform. Sewage deluge. Delicious. Make sure I don't drop it on them. Okay, so it's gonna be one on this side and one on this side? Yeah, it's like that, okay. Okay, so I should be safe here? No, definitely not safe here. Oh, I got hit. Oh well. Not like I've taken any damage so far. Okay, that time I think I did that right. That was really easy. And now they're going to go ahead and seal Mr. Doggo. Alright, looks like I got all the loot. Let's go ahead and head on out. Can I talk to them? No, I can't. Okay. Alright, let's talk to Themis and then finish up with Eric. That was a trial by fire, or water, I suppose. But I had faith we would see it through, so long as you had your stout arm, of course. I knew that you were no mere mercenary, but to have make such clean work of the hippocampus. Seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandæmonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you two. Themis's power was more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper magus. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Beryllion, I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception, and 'tis only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side, to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible after all. Grab the crit materia and